last night, clearly we played a very nice game, and today we had control of the game, and then the mounting of the hit by pitch, walk, extra base hit, stolen base combination. Like they've got 3 or 4 guys that are outstanding with running the bases, and they exploit it. And we could not neutralize that, and it was an unsettling feeling there in the middle of the late part of the game. I don't think we struck a batter out after the top of the 4th. Then we had a lot of early. It was okay to be aggressive, but when you're aggressive early in the count offensively, you'd like to make better contact than we did, and there was not we might have had Lodis. Maybe 2 of our 6 hits were extra base hits, and I think the double he had in the first inning, and then the double down the line may have been it. And I would venture to say they had probably 4 doubles and some timely doubles, like the ball's in the gap and then the ball into the right field corner on top of some of the freebies. And I don't count the stolen bases as freebies. Like they earned that, but we allowed them in the second part of that ball game to open it up, and they played much better clearly in the second half of the game. I thought Vellini was sharp. Hit by pitch there was some unusual stuff that kind of set him back a little bit, and then clearly the run game. But difficult. Like you don't enjoy any facet of playing the second half of a game in that way. But the guys are going to have to shake this off. It was a quick turnaround last night, and then tomorrow with the later game, we'll get to recover and rest a little bit. And I think our bullpen is in relatively good shape. We used a lot of guys today, but I still think we have enough to be competitive out of the pen, and we need Mendez to give us a good start.
What did you feel like allowed them to run at the pace that they were able to?
Every dimension of the running game, like we didn't control the looks, the timing, the rhythm, the time to the plate. Jackson didn't have much of a shot to defend any of that. So it was a combination of all of it, and they've got 3 guys that are very, very good at it. And the details of how they use it, combined with the physical skill they have with the run itself, just the pure speed, like they utilized and were prepared for every aspect of it. And it clearly wasn't something that we could manage in game. And some of that we tried to do a better job of kind of teaching and controlling. But when you get into this setting, it becomes a little hard on the fly, and clearly they did a good job. And we put them in position to utilize the run game. It was the same group last night. We just did a much better job of managing it and not giving them as many opportunities to use their weaponry.
Yeah, I think you guys used 5 relievers after Joey. Just what did you see from those guys that kind of allowed Louisville to get back in the game there?
Well, we went with Manka just to change it up, because I think that was King, and he looked like he'd been on Vellini a little bit, and we wanted the left-handed hitter to face Manka. So essentially we were trying to give a fresh start there and let Manka come in and then face the lefty, and then we were going to go to Kinnear because there's a little string of righties there. And the fastball Manka threw just wasn't one of his better ones, not what we designed, and it got rifled. And then he got the lefty, but then Kinnear was not in the zone enough, and it just kind of built from that point. And again, the run game stuff, and everybody knew it and saw it, and you have to vary what you're doing at different looks and holds and rhythm, and we didn't check those boxes.
Just going forward to tomorrow, just how do you kind of adjust to that without trying to change too much of what Wes specifically is trying to do on the mound?
Wes is actually probably a little bit more adept than some of the other guys at managing that. Just a little quicker tempo to the plate, just different feel. So, that's tricky to kind of wholesale change on the fly here. But some of the guys that came in the game, like, they understand what the times and the looks and the holds, those are things we work on. They have to take it into the ball game and execute it. And not every team has the capability to utilize it like that group that they have at the top of that lineup does. They're very good at it, and it was a loud lesson.